fellow adventurers! Ready to turn your dream of exploring the breathtaking and wildly diverse continent of South America into reality without sending your bank account into free fall? Well, you've come to the right place. Buckle up, because today we're embarking on a budget-friendly, adrenaline-fueled journey through the top 10 tips for traveling South America in 2024. But here's the twist. We won't just list them off like a bland travel guide. Nope. We're going to dive deep into each tip with vibrant stories and experiences that will make the concept of budget travel come alive like never before. We'll dive into the top 10 tips for traveling South America on a budget in 2024, but we're not just going to list them. We'll explore them through captivating narratives that make budgeting tips come alive. And of course, we'll tackle important safety measures so your adventure is not just thrilling, but safe. You're ready for this, right? Let's hit the road! Tip 1. Travel slow and cheap. Take buses, not planes. Picture this. You've just touched down in the energetic, sun-soaked streets of Lima, Peru. The salty breeze of the Pacific tickles your face, and the distant Andes are calling your name. Your first thought might be to hop on the quickest flight to your next dream destination, Cusco perhaps. But hold on just a second. What if I told you the most epic way to travel South America isn't in the clouds, but right on the ground? Long-distance buses are your best friend here. Your gateway to real raw adventure while sparing your wallet. I once made the decision to take a bus from Lima to Cusco. A flight would have cost me around $150, but instead I scored a bus ticket for just $30. Yes, the journey was 20 hours, but those hours were filled with unexpected treasures. Okay, it was long haul, but as I said, it was packed with unexpected delights. I watched the sun dip into the Pacific, casting golden light over desert landscapes, and when it rose again, I found myself winding through the jagged snow-capped peaks of the Andes. It felt like I was traversing another world. Pro tip: book with reputable bus companies to avoid any surprises. You'll usually get reclining seats, a blanket, and a meal, a full-on adventure for a fraction of the cost of a flight. Just remember to keep your valuables close, especially on overnight buses, and bring a little emergency kit with essentials like a flashlight and a portable charger. Who knows where the road might take you? Embrace the journey, and you might find the road itself is the best part of your adventure. Tip 2. Hostels in South America aren't just places to crash, they're vibrant, pulsating hubs filled with wanderers from every corner of the planet. Think of walking into a hostel in Bogotá, Colombia. The walls covered in travel art, the air buzzing with the sound of a dozen different languages, and the smell of freshly cooked local food. It's a wild and wonderful mix of people, and let me tell you, it's one of the best parts of the journey. But not all hostels are created equal. I stayed in one in La Paz, Bolivia that was dirt cheap, only to find out the hard way that cheap can sometimes mean sacrificing cleanliness and security. Lesson learned. Do yourself a favor and scour reviews on platforms like Hostelworld or Booking.com before making a decision. Look for hostels that score high for safety and cleanliness. And believe me, a good atmosphere can turn an ordinary hostel into an unforgettable experience. And hey, if you're craving a bit more privacy while still soaking up that social vibe, many hostels offer private rooms. Whether you're bunking in a dorm or enjoying some solo space, these hostels are perfect for finding travel buddies and jumping into adventures together. If you're feeling bold, join one of the hostel's organized events, pub crawls, walking tours, you name it. Trust me, it's an easy way to meet fellow explorers and make memories you'll be talking about for years. These events are not just fun, but also a great way to dive into the local culture and make lasting friendships. So, stay smart, choose wisely, and let the hostel experience enhance your South American adventure. Tip 3. Now let's talk food, because what's an adventure without indulging in the flavors of the land? South America's food scene is a treasure trove, and here's the trick. Skip the overpriced tourist traps and head straight to where the locals eat. Picture this. The chaotic energy of a bustling market in Quito, Ecuador. Aromas of sizzling meats, fresh fruits, and homemade soups fill the air. You sit down with the locals and order an almuerzo, a traditional set lunch, for just $3, and it's so good you'll swear off touristy restaurants forever. Street food, my friends, is a game changer. From Argentina's savory empanadas to Colombia's crispy arepas, every bite is a cultural deep dive. And the best part? It's cheap, fast, and unbelievably delicious. I still remember devouring freshly grilled anticuchos, skewers of beef heart, in Peru. A dish that's as iconic as the Inca ruins themselves. Just a quick word of advice. Stick to busy stalls where the food's fresh and turning over quickly. And keep a hand sanitizer ready before you dig in. Tip 4. Safety first. Okay, let's get real for a second. As thrilling as South America is, it's also important to stay sharp, especially if you're flying solo. Imagine wandering through the colorful tango-filled streets of Buenos Aires or haggling for a handmade poncho in a market in Cusco. These moments are exhilarating, but they also call for a bit of extra attention. Keep your valuables out of sight, and don't flash that shiny new camera or fancy jewelry. Save that for the beach selfies. A money belt or hidden pouch is a great way to stash your cash, credit cards, and passport. And when you're on the go, whether it's a crowded bus or a lively market, always keep your bag in front of you and your wits about you. Another hot tip? When it comes to taxis, use rideshare apps like Uber rather than hailing one off the street. It's safer, often cheaper, and you'll avoid the notorious gringo tax. Yes, it's a thing. Finally, always make copies of your important documents and keep them in a separate location from the originals. Peace of mind goes a long way when you're on the adventure of a lifetime. Stay aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts. And remember, there's safety in numbers, so connect with fellow travelers whenever possible. Tip 5. Learn the language, or at least enough to get by. Sure, you can travel through South America without knowing a word of Spanish or Portuguese, but just knowing a little goes a long way. Imagine walking into a local market, confidently haggling for a keepsake, or simply asking for directions in a new city. The locals will appreciate your effort, and you'll feel a sense of accomplishment every time you successfully navigate a conversation. During my own adventures, speaking even basic Spanish opened so many doors. I found myself invited to family dinners, given insider tips on hidden hiking trails, and even got discounts at local shops, just because I made the effort. Learn a few key phrases. Greetings, asking for directions, ordering food, and you'll find your interactions much more rewarding. And for those moments when words escape you, there's always Google Translate or a trusty phrasebook in your back pocket. Even a small effort to learn the language can make your travel experience richer and more enjoyable. So take the time to learn a few words and phrases before you go. It's worth it. Tip 6. Now let's talk about the real soul of South America. Its wild, untouched nature. Here's the beauty of it. Most of it is free. The towering Andes, the lush Amazon, the windswept plains of Patagonia. These legendary landscapes are calling your name, and all you need is a good pair of shoes and a sense of adventure. Take Patagonia, for example. The scenery here is straight out of a dream. Snow-capped peaks, shimmering glaciers, and endless horizons. And best of all, exploring the national parks is usually free or costs just a few bucks. Then there's the magic of hiking through the Amazon, where every turn might bring you face to face with exotic wildlife. And don't even get me started on the mind-blowing salt flats of Bolivia. Adventure is everywhere and it's free for the taking. Just pack smart, follow the trails, and always be respectful of Mother Nature's wonders. So lace up those boots and get ready for an unforgettable adventure. Tip 7. Forget pricey taxis. This is South America. Embrace the local transportation and turn your daily commute into an adventure. Whether you're weaving through Lima's traffic in a bustling colectivo or cruising the streets of Medellin on the sleek metro, local transport is affordable, efficient, and a full-on cultural experience. Once in a tiny Colombian town, I hopped onto a rickety bus that seemed straight out of an old movie. For just a few pesos, I got to sit next to friendly locals, listen to music blaring from a 1980s radio, and bounce along dirt roads through the Colombian countryside. It wasn't just a ride, it was an adventure in itself. So whether you're navigating busy cities or heading to more remote locations, jump into the local rhythm of transportation. Just remember, hold tight to your belongings and enjoy the ride. Embrace the journey and make the most of every moment. Tip 8. Want to beat the crowds and save money while you're at it? Travel off-season. Imagine standing on the famous shores of Rio de Janeiro without a sea of tourists in sight, or exploring Machu Picchu with space to breathe and a lighter price tag to boot. Another golden rule? Never accept the first price, especially in local markets. As I've said before, haggling is a part of the game, and if you approach it with a smile and a bit of charm, you'll usually score a great deal. It's not about being cheap. It's about embracing the culture and making sure everyone walks away happy. So go ahead, test your bargaining skills. You might just end up with a cool souvenir and a great story to tell. Tip 9. Your phone is your ultimate travel tool. With apps like Roam to Rio, you can compare transportation options and costs at a glance. Couchsurfing or Airbnb, ideal for budget stays. Want to keep track of currency rates? Currency has you covered. And when you're in the middle of nowhere without cell service, offline maps like Maps.me will become your new best friend. Stay organized with TripIt, find the cheapest eats and experiences with Google Maps, and always keep a backup of your important information. Additionally, apps like TripIt can help you organize your travel itinerary. With these apps at your fingertips, your trip will run smoother than ever. Just don't forget to put the phone down now and then to fully enjoy the ride. Tip 10. South America's magic lies in its rich cultures and breathtaking natural beauty, and it's up to us to protect that. Whether you're exploring ancient Incan ruins or hiking in a pristine national park, always respect the customs and the environment. Follow the local guidelines. Be mindful of wildlife and leave no trace behind. After all, we're visitors in these lands, and the best way to show our gratitude is by treading lightly and preserving the beauty for generations to come. And that's a wrap on the ultimate budget guide to South America in 2024. I hope you're feeling fired up and ready to take on this incredible continent without burning through your budget. If this video sparked your wanderlust, hit that like button, subscribe for more travel tips, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an adventure. Got your own budget travel stories? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Safe travels, amigos. Until next time, keep chasing those adventures.